What's up, you guys? Welcome back into iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast, the Battleground Podcast. And man, what a time it is to be alive, to be a wrestling fan for sure, especially after everything that has been buzzing around TNA recently. And joining us on the show today is somebody who's not a stranger to this show. Give it up for Matt Hardy joining us. Matt, thanks for taking the time and being here with us today.
You got it, man. Thank you for having me, man. Excited to get on here and talk shop with you for a bit.
Absolutely, for sure. So let's just jump right into it. You and Jeff have spoken about feeling new and fresh about TNA's recent resurgence, and of course, all of us fans have been noticing it as well. What's
Yeah.
changed behind the scenes, mentally or creatively, that's reignited that spark?
I mean, I just think all the stars have aligned in the right ways. You have the right guys in charge doing creative. Tommy Dreamer, I have to take my hat off to him. He's been fantastic. Also, Hunter Johnson, Delirious, he's been fantastic to work with too. And they're really letting guys, they're putting guys in positions to succeed and doing smart booking. And we're doing, standard pro wrestling, what it is. And that's what we're focusing on, telling stories. We just went into Slammiversary where myself and Jeff, we kind of question ourselves and we put a do or die situation and scenario on it where, like, if we don't win, maybe it's time for us to step away. But, we're able to pull through and we're able to become the four-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, 15-time World Tag Team Champions altogether. I just think that these guys putting, an act like myself and Jeff, where we didn't really necessarily get this opportunity in AEW, but putting us in a position to succeed and let us be us and play our own music, man, you got something, because we've been loved for over 3 decades now. We've been on TV for 27 years straight. It's wild. You let us just go do our thing, man, and it's going to be a positive.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And I want to go back a little bit. A few months ago, we had you and Jeff here on the show, and we put this out in the universe, what if we could ever get a Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys final match? And of course, that set the internet on fire. You responded, then Bubba responded, and well, months later, let's fast forward to it, Slammiversary, Bubba Ray Dudley came out, called out you and Jeff for that final match between Team 3D and the Hardys. We're getting it at Bound for Glory. Of course, fans are losing it right now because of this match. Walk me through what that combo was like backstage, and what would it mean to put that rivalry to rest one last time after you've been doing this for 26 years with them?
Well, I'll walk you through this. There was no convo backstage. So,
Oh,
Bubba had showed up later in that day, and I think he was hidden in a room, whatever. I just knew from Tommy Dreamer that he would be coming out at the end, and I thought it was going to be about 90 seconds. It was a little bit longer, I think. But Bubba was going to come out and throw the challenge out for, Bound for Glory, and see if we'd be, up for accepting it, which obviously he knew we would. And then after we finished and he left and went to the back and we celebrated a little more, when I went to the back, he was already gone. So I didn't have any interaction with him. And I think he did that by design, just to try and make all the reactions be as genuine as possible.
yeah, for sure. And one thing that I love about this is, you get to, you said you've been doing this for so long. Uh, a lot of generations are getting to see what this rivalry was and is
Right.
between the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys. Because I mean, I remember growing up watching this. It was the Dudleys, it was Hardys, it was Edge and Christian. My oldest kid was able to watch this. Now my youngest kid is able to watch this rivalry. Put that into terms for the fans. Like, how does it feel to bust out this rivalry one last time?
I mean, I'll be honest. I know, Bubba has still been actively competing a little bit. Devon has not in a while. He's had some health issues. I had no idea where he stood, if he could get back in the ring, if he would be okay, if he'd be cleared. And apparently, according to Bubba and those guys, he is. So I think I'd kind of almost came to the conclusion that probably wasn't going to happen, just because these guys, because Devon wasn't healthy enough. But now that it is, it's really cool, and I want to make it as special as possible. And I feel like this match, we want to celebrate the legacy of everything we've done, for all these decades, especially looking back at that one night, the night that we had the tag team tables match in Madison Square Garden in January of 2000, man. Like, we did a type of match that no one had ever seen in WWE. Like, it was a car crash nonstop, boom, 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 just full of bombs. And we're probably not going to go that all out again, but we are going to surprise a lot of people. I think we are going to definitely exceed expectations, and I think it's going to be a very smart match that we put together. I think it's going to be excellent though.
Super excited to see that final match at Bound for Glory coming up here in October. I want to go back because at Rebellion, you and Jeff and I just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off. You and Jeff lost the tag titles to Nick and Ryan Nemeth. Then you won them back in an amazing ladder match at Slammiversary in front of TNA's biggest crowd to date. How did that roller coaster of defining moments shape your mindset?
That it was I enjoy that journey. So we told a little bit of a story. Like after we lost the titles to the Nimbus, we said, sure, they cheated, but we shouldn't have any kind of excuse. If we're still the greatest tag team, if we're still on top of our game, like no one should be able to beat us. We should be that good. And then we kind of questioned ourselves because we took a few more losses in between Rebellion and Slammiversary. And then we kind of made Slammiversary a do or die situation for us, where we said, hey, we need to really push ourselves on this. Like, if we can't go in here and win these tag team titles back for a fourth time, if we can't prove that we're still on top of our game, like, we don't want to come out here and be a shell of ourselves, then maybe it is time for us to step away and go into the TNA Hall of Fame, go into the WWE Hall of Fame, whatever else. So, I thought it was a pretty compelling story going into the match. And then once we got to the match, man, we showed off.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was definitely a fun match for sure because it was like watching that ladder match and then Jeff pointing up and then we just have the ladder drop from the ceiling and I was like, what is about to happen here? It was incredible. And somebody else on that card that you guys have taken under your wing, we recently had Leon Slater on and he had high praises for you and Jeff for, being that mentor for him in TNA. What has made Leon the choice for you guys to say, hey, you know what, Leon Slater, come over here under our wing. We've got you.
I mean, Leon reminds us both of, our younger selves in so many ways. He's the guy who he's got a great attitude. He is open to criticism. He is ready and willing to listen. And he's spectacular. I mean, he can do all of these amazing cool things, but he also gets the fact that you still need to be physical, you still need to be physical. There needs to be a certain level of physicality in your matches as well. So dude, he absorbs stuff just like a sponge. So he has been an absolute honor to work with, man. He is going to be a huge star if he can stay healthy. No doubt about it. And I think he could be the guy, the pillar, a guy who carries TNA for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. You said that you and Jeff aren't putting a retirement timeline on your careers. Instead, you're letting your bodies and daily rituals like ice baths guide you. How has that physical upkeep kept you evolving as you push into another amazing year of your career?
Uh, I mean, we make it paramount to take care of ourselves. Whether it be an ice bath, whether it be our training, our cardio, whatever it may be, we make taking care of ourselves and staying healthy paramount. So that's what we've been doing, and we love this. We're both passionate. We're in an amazing hot period right now. So Jeff and I, man, we're gonna ride the spiral till it ends.
Right. And talking about what's great about wrestling right now in TNA, you see TNA has this open door with everybody, with WWE
Right.
and everywhere else. And the great thing about TNA is they play well with others. And one of the things that a lot of people have kind of been talking about is you and Jeff are going to game-changing wrestling and you're going to be at the Hit 'em Up show. What do independent resurgences like that mean for you guys right now?
It's nice. It just kind of adds to what we're doing, and I think that's the very special thing about TNA is like we can do outside ventures. You're not just limited to just TNA and TNA exclusively. So we do a ton of cons. We do a ton of signings. We're going to be at WrestleCon this weekend. We're going to pop it into the GCW show to kind of do a promo and advertise ourselves because we're doing a Hardy Party where I do a live 1 hour and change edition of my podcast, Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, and Jeff does an hour and change live acoustic concert. And we have so much fun with these things. And it also allows us to build things for the future. Once we are out of being, in the ring pro wrestlers, we're also gaining experience on the fly too.
Yeah, and I think the one great thing that I love about what they're doing with TNA and what you guys are doing, I want to say it was a recent interview, maybe it was like with Nick and Ryan. They said that it was like you guys and everybody else on the TNA roster stayed together and still signed autographs until like 3 o'clock in the morning because you wanted to make sure that every fan got a chance to meet you guys and say thank you.
We do that constantly. Whenever Jeff and I, we're on every post show meet and greet, and every time that we are at those post show meet and greets, we're there till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and it's insane because I was a part of one of these post show meet and greets, and my 8-year-old was super excited to meet you guys after a TNA show, and he thought it was cool that Jeff threw out the sleeves in the crowd, so he was getting all excited about that. And again, it's one of those full circle moments that I was watching you guys, and now my kid's watching you guys, and I don't want to make anybody feel old at the moment because I mean you're only as old as you feel. But again, it's an honor and a privilege to have you on here, Matt. Last question before we let you go. This is always a fun one. If we were to look at your playlist right now and we scroll through your music playlist, what is that one song on there that might surprise us that Matt Hardy is listening to right now?
Maybe Psycho by Jack Kettle. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? It was actually a song that my wife found somewhere and was playing it randomly one time, and I heard about it. It made me think of my youngest kid, Barty. So that's a song that's just kind of it's kind of a unicorn in my playlist.
Awesome. That's a solid pick right there. Well, Matt, it's an honor and privilege to have you back here on the show. Before we let you go, anything you want to say to the fans watching or listening to this right now?
No, I just want to say thank you to all the diehardies that have supported us for so long. You know, we're 33 years deep on this journey, and excited to see everybody in Baltimore, which we've got coming up very soon. And then we're stoked for Bound for Glory, the Hardys and Dudleys, one last time. Let's get it done.